In a market where deals still aren't getting done and hiring for new roles has really slowed down over the last 12 to 18 months, if you want to break into commercial real estate today, you need to bring your A game when heading into an interview. And as far as interview prep is concerned, there's a lot of standard cookie cutter advice out there that most people follow, but this usually just leads to candidates blending in with other applicants and very rarely results in landing job offers. So to help you stand out during the interview process for jobs in the real estate industry specifically, in this video, I want to walk through a few things that you can do to differentiate yourself, especially in a competitive job market, and what you can do to prepare to beat out your competition. So the first thing I want to bring up that can really impress a hiring manager during an interview and can set you apart from other applicants during the process is to come in with a pre-made list of questions that both demonstrate your knowledge and show that you've done your homework. In many cases, commercial real estate interview questions will primarily center around your experience and your qualifications for the role, and it's not uncommon to run across very few or even zero market-related questions during the entire process, but by coming up with your own questions that showcase your knowledge and then asking these at the end of the interview to your hiring manager directly, this will allow you to show that you've done your research regardless of what's being asked of you during the conversation. And by proactively bringing up an issue that the company is currently facing or a portion of the entire industry is currently facing, this not only makes it clear that you're staying up to date with the market, but that you're also being intentional with your job search overall and looking to work for a company that has a plan to be successful. For example, if you are interviewing for an acquisitions analyst role at a multifamily investment firm, you might ask questions about what the impact of record amounts of new supply coming to the market might be on the company's portfolio or investment strategy going forward, or you might ask a question related to interest rate changes and how the company plans to manage refinance risk when existing loans mature on properties in the portfolio. A lot of job candidates will only ask questions related to the benefits or the demands of a role, whether that's asking about paid time off or work hour expectations, or even about opportunities to move into different roles within the company. But these are all questions that imply that you want to minimize your time in the office or move into a different role as quickly as possible, neither of which are good things in the eyes of a hiring manager. But if you switch the types of questions you're asking to focus on the market and how the company is facing challenges in the industry, this changes the conversation to you both demonstrating your knowledge of what's going on in the specific part of the industry that the company is active within, and also showing an interest in how the company plans to overcome these challenges and continue to grow over the long term. And if your next question after hearing this is, how do I find the information to come up with these questions? There are some great free resources online that can help you get a sense for what's going on in the specific part of the industry that you'd be working in. Many major brokerage firms like CBRE, Cushman & Wakefield, and Newmark all publish free quarterly research reports, which usually provide data on things like vacancy, rent growth, transaction volume, and supply changes, which can help you get a clear picture of the biggest challenges happening in a particular sector of the market or the biggest challenges within a certain city. Most job applicants will not take the time to do this, especially when interviewing for entry-level roles. And if you take the time to do just a little bit of research up front, this can go a very long way towards differentiating yourself from your peers. Now, the second thing I'd recommend doing to stand out during a commercial real estate interview is to make it clear that you are currently in the process of improving as a real estate professional, and that commitment to development isn't going to be contingent on receiving this offer. Companies are always looking for talented individuals that have both the initiative and the drive to improve their skill sets on their own, rather than just reactively waiting for training requirements provided by their employer. This means that in the interview, try to look for ways to bring up the steps that you're currently taking to improve as a commercial real estate professional on your own right now, whether that's taking courses on real estate financial modeling and analysis, joining industry organizations like ULI or NAIOP, or even pursuing your real estate license or an ARCA certification to prepare for a new role that you want to take on. Making it clear that you're spending your own time and your own money to improve your professional skills will go a very long way towards proving your commitment to the commercial real estate industry, and especially when you're interviewing for entry-level positions, this ends up mattering more than you think. Because it's so expensive and so time-consuming to make a new hire in the first place, employers want to bring on team members that are clear on their goal to be in real estate specifically, not investment banking, general private equity, or another sector of finance altogether, and especially if you don't have much real estate internship or full-time job experience on your resume yet. Showing that you're actively pursuing professional development shows an employer that you're all in on this business, regardless of the outcome of this particular interview. Now, my last tip here is related to one of the most commonly asked questions within commercial real estate interviews themselves, which is some variation of "tell me about yourself," and this is to come prepared to tell a story about your background that makes it obvious that you'd apply for this role. If you're applying for an entry-level analyst job, it's very likely that your work experience is going to be very similar to other candidates that are interviewing for the same position as you, but what you can do to stand out is explain your story in a unique and a memorable way that makes it extremely clear that real estate is where you want to build your career, and your life experiences up to this point make this role a very obvious fit. One way to think about this is to try to combine two different and unique experiences that would be very hard for another candidate to replicate, and then weave those experiences in when telling your story and what led you to apply for the position in the first place. For example, if you're graduating with a degree in construction management and your parents owned a clothing store throughout your entire childhood, applying for a development job working on retail shopping centers would be a natural progression based on your experience. Or if you personally benefited from affordable housing as a kid and you want to provide more of that for future generations, applying for an analyst role at a company focused on low-income housing tax credits would also make sense based on your background. Ultimately, this story should be unique, memorable, and ideally should make you an obvious fit for the role, and should also make it extremely clear that you're intrinsically motivated and interested in what you'd be doing, and you can also get behind the mission of the company. Now, there are a lot of different ways to prepare for interviews, and this is by no means an exhaustive list, but these are some things that I often find are very overlooked by interviewees and can be some great ways to stand out when interviewing for jobs, especially when you're looking for entry-level positions. And if you want to make sure that you're prepared for interviews and you want to make sure you have the technical skills that you'll need to pass an Excel modeling exam that might be given to you during the process, as always, make sure to check out our all-in-one membership training platform, Breaking a CRE Academy. A membership to the Academy will give you instant access to over 120 hours of video training on real estate financial modeling and analysis. You'll get access to hundreds of practice Excel interview exam questions, sample acquisition case studies, and you'll also get access to the Breaking a CRE Analyst Certification exam, which covers topics like real estate pro forma and development modeling, commercial real estate lease modeling, equity waterfall modeling, and many other real estate financial analysis concepts that will help you prove to employers that you have what it takes to tackle the responsibilities of an analyst or associate at a top real estate firm. And if you like this video and you want to see more content on the channel on commercial real estate interviews, make sure to hit the like button and let me know in the comments any other interview related topics that you'd like to see covered in a future video on the channel. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see more videos like this every single week, and I'll see you in the next video.